Hello everybody, I am Hope and welcome to the finale of Fate Stay Night. Yes, you heard that right, we are at the finale. So before we do last episode, I wanted to do this secret bonus scene that you get by clicking the top right window, or top right corner of the menu screen that I accidentally clicked on during one of the final episodes of Fate, which was pretty fucking funny. Don't worry, we're gonna be getting to the last episode. It still kind of blows my mind that this is the end of this Let's Play, but that just means that Hollow Ataraxia and more Nasuverse stuff is coming, so that's just pretty based. Why don't we just get this scene finished and we'll get to the last episode. Yay, I'll cooperate, says Shadow Man. Oh! Okay. It's everybody's favorite seaweed head. Really. Of course, betraying Sosaka and selling her out, betrayed by Sakura and getting sold out, the Baka Nichans are now born. Okay. Baka Nichan. I don't get your high tension, but does that mean I can trust you? Yeah, but I'll betray you in the end. So the 20 million powers route with Shin-chan starts here. Well, it would if we had the time. Die? Eject? What? Transformers is canonically Fate related? Totally. That's just the thing. Okay. What? What is... Why is this song actually kind of good, though? I don't know why, but those trumpets or whatever, it reminds me of Mega Man X music. So is this why the Wakame is such a meme? Because it, or was this added in Realta Nua? What is... This is one of the most silly things I've ever seen, but I love it. I love these. It is literally seaweed. I really didn't realize that this meme was just as canonical as everyone made it out to be. Okay, well, that sure is something. Well, okay, let's just start last episode then. Good grief. Sometimes I feel like this game just keeps on giving. Just a lot to it. Alright, last episode. So I believe last episode is something you... Oh, this reminds me of the beginning of Stay Night. Last episode is something you get that was added in Realta Nua in the PS Vita release in like 2011, 2012. And it's for completing all the endings of the game. The main endings, not the bad ones. And you get this, and I don't know what it is, just that it's a culmination, and it's like a true definitive, like, wrap-up for this game. Clang, a beautiful sound. That light. Only that sound was something he would never forget all his life. The sound of the bell that announces the commencement of battle. Her figure that made even the rough changing of armor sound beautiful. Honestly, yeah. The clangs in this, kind of sad when a 2004 visual novel has better sound effects than, Berserk 2016. Especially the clang sounds. Is this supposed to be from Shiro's perspective? Maybe Emiya's perspective, like, in the future? Oh, okay, is this like a recap? Of like all of our epic standoffs with... I need to memorize that line because it's just so iconic. The voice is still clear. The image wears away, but the sound is still etched clearly into my heart.
召喚に従い参上した。これより我が剣はあなたと共にあり、あなたの運命は私と共にある。ここに契約は完了した。
So I wonder if this is just like a recap from Shiro or Emiya's perspective. Yes, the contract was complete. He chose them to become her master, and he swore to help her with all his might. The moonlight still lights up the darkness. As if following the knight's example, the shed again falls silent. Each time he remembers it, he murmurs that name to himself. Saber? Or Excalibur? He has completely forgotten that blue light. The golden hair shone in the moonlight. Fate. Okay, we're gonna... That's interesting. In his final years, on the verge of a nap, suddenly he remembers that nostalgic sword. He cannot recall the correct order. His memories are distant and hazy, and all of his feelings from there are long in the past now. Oh, okay, I think this is taking place definitely after the Fate route in the future. It might be a Shiro who's already Emiya, or is in the process of becoming Emiya. This is reminding me of one of my absolute favorite quotes in the whole novel, which is, I'm not going to be able to say it verbatim, but someday, I'll forget her voice, her memory, her mannerisms, but he'll always be a part of Shiro's. She'll always be a part of Shiro's heart. Like a quote like that is one of my absolute favorites. I wish I could quote it directly off of my memory, but that's what I'm getting from this. This is a story from the past. Story of him and her. Only 15 days long, concerning a certain grail. Yep, that confirms it. God, when you really think about it being 15 days, it kind of just... really something else. Bonds can really become credible over the course of... Emiya? Oh, fight with Ku, fight with Gil, I'm assuming, as well? No? It's good to hear this song in the game again.
シローが傷つくことではなかった。繰り返しますが、今後あのような行動はしないように。マスターであるあなたが私をかばう必要はありませんし、そんな理由もないでしょう。
Okay, so we're reestablishing some of the bigger themes of Stay Night, which is Shiro's trauma in wanting to prevent Saber from getting hurt because of seeing her nearly die for him, which would trigger his PTSD and survival guilt from all those years ago. And having that repeat would absolutely break Shiro, especially in the fact that he's dedicated his whole life to becoming a superhero. I'm sure everybody knows this, but I figured I'd just reiterate.
ですから、そんな人間がいるとしたら、その人物の内面はどこか欠落しています。その欠落を抱えたまま進んでは、待っているのは悲劇だけです。
I think it makes sense that Emiya's theme is playing here. So, like, this is definitely the route where Emiya is the thing, becomes Archer. There were some good fights in the Fate route for sure.
違うわ、セイバー。シローはサーバントを侮っているわけじゃない。そのあたりを誤解しちゃうと話が進まないから口を挟ませてもらうけど。
This is a really interesting recap.
だから無茶でも戦う。勝てないって分かっていながら勝とうとする。その結果が自分の死でも構わない。
Ah, yes, the duality of Saber and Shiro. Once again, I will say this is why the ending of Heaven's Feel, true ending, is the perfect culmination of Shiro's character arc, ending with him wanting to live for the very first time.
なぜならあんたの中ではどうしてか知らないけど自分より他人の方が大切だからよ。
It's always been the same for both of them. Yep. He was a fool. He couldn't save anyone by himself. If he really ended the war, it was obvious from the start what needed to be done. A certain man said this. Would he not fight anyone, not kill anyone, not let anyone be killed? If he realized he was wrong, he must decide what he will make right and whom he will punish. Saber! Whenever my man screams Saber, it's some of the hypest shit, dude. Love it. With faint consciousness, he reached out for no reason. He didn't reach out to seek help, he just thought the sky was a long way away. In his last moments, that's what he thought. Definitely one of my top 5 fights in the VN right there.
その堅くなさは実にあなたらしい。まったく今さら答えるまでもないでしょう。私はあなたの剣です。私以外の誰があなたの力になるのですか。
It's the lines like these that foreshadow the eventual discovery that Saber makes of Shiro being her sheath all along that really jumps the total impact of these lines and her constant what's the word I'm looking for? Affirmation to commit to her ideal here, which is to protect Shiro and to be his sword, and that nothing else matters because, well, she wants the Grail, but first and foremost, he's her master. She and her sword were one, the sword from the stone that chose the king. The brilliance of the sword that decided her fate was her own brilliance. Her soul must still be on the battlefield. Before daybreak, resting her body in the wind under the indigo blue sky, she just gazed into the distance. One of my favorite CGs. Love this CG. So good. A king is not human. One cannot protect the people with human emotions.
いいセイバー。デートってのはね、要するに合いびきのことなの。シロは遊びに行くって言うけど、つまるところ男の子が好きな女の子にアピールするチャンスってわけ。
God, she is beautiful. Love that shot of her. But there were also things like this. I do like this shot because you could tell just in her expression and her eyes that she is thinking back to, well, her time as King Arthur and the mistakes that she made, and just how this is such an odd, fleeting feeling for her to try to experience and express these emotions that she's never had before, because both her and Shiro didn't have a normal life. They didn't get to choose, really. I mean, sure, you could argue that maybe Saber had the choice not to take the stone, but I would argue it was a part of their fate, haha, to 1, get saved by Kiritsugu, go through the fire, 2, become King Arthur, pull the sword out of the stone. And in that way, them leading this kind of life where they are thrust into a position that forces their psyche to undergo a transformation in which their ideal is shaped by this forward thrust into their new life, contains the essence of their character. I really think that it's incredible the way that they are a complete, like, duality with each other, but they're also different in a lot of ways. I think this is an example of the amazing character writing in this game, because almost all the characters with Shiro especially, have a dichotomy with him. And that's just incredible writing. I really love that. It's really how you create a world and a protagonist, is to have things bounce back to the protagonist in a way that's natural and in a way that makes sense and is enforced. This line up here that King's not human, one cannot protect the people with human emotions reminds me of a little bit of a Skandar, but not in the direct banquet talk way, but in the sense of the traditional expectations for a king. But Saber tried her best to hide herself. She hid her emotions, but she cared more than anybody else did. She did so much for her people. She made her mistakes. Some people betrayed her. She was human, flawed, but a good person. Even if she committed atrocities herself, no one's going to deny that. No one's going to take that away from her. She said that she's killed people to save people. Something that Shiro really had to struggle with coming to grips with, which is an interesting parallel between them, is so good. Even now, these clear blue memories live inside her heart. Here we are, Gilgamesh. Oh, that face hurts.
私には王として果たさなければならない責務がある。アーサー王の目的は聖杯の入手です。それが叶おうとも、私はアルトリアに戻ることはないでしょう。
I genuinely really just love the art in the original Stay Night so much more than some of the more clean, not refreshed, art of the modern Fate stuff. It's so beautiful.
私の望みは初めから一つだけ。剣を手にした時から、この誓いは永遠に変わらないのですから。白なら分かってくれると思っていた。
That stings. It does every time. That was a scene from many years ago. Yeah, this is really from the future, from Shiro's perspective. He's definitely on the path to becoming Archer, I think. I believe that's Merlin?
Yeah.
She nodded firmly, even when shown her future. Are you really okay with that? The Magus asked. The thing is if she was shown her future, was there really a choice to begin with? Ah, pain in my heart. Oh. The girl only wanted to protect everyone. To do so, she had to throw away the emotion of wanting to protect people. Because one cannot protect a country as king if one has a human heart. I just realized just how much Shiro becoming Archer truly embodies a version of King Arthur that is a part of her negative self. Sort of like the way Alter portrays that way in a little bit. Archer embodies both a lot of the good in this King Arthur version of Saber, but also a lot of this emotionless and wanting to protect everyone, but having to throw away the emotion of wanting to protect people. She accepted it and pulled out the sword. She accepted it and swore to live as the king, so her heart would not change no matter how many times she was abandoned, feared, or betrayed. She threw away her human heart, because the young girl wanted to protect in exchange for it. What a selfless woman, man. Saber is truly amazing. Who would ever know of such a sublime oath? She chose to fight, no matter what the future may hold. Even so, she still chose to fight, even if there was inevitable, solitary ruin waiting at the end.
私は選定役だと言っただろう。ふさわしい人間がいるのならば、喜んで聖杯は譲る。
It's always a good day hearing Joji Naka.
そのために、まずはお前の言葉を聞きたいのだ。
I think it's is it Joji Nakata or Joji Naka? Voice is Kirei. Similar to that. Yay, the basement, my favorite. It is a living hell that's somehow familiar. No matter how much they ask, he cannot assent. All he can do is to end it for them. can only fix the contradiction of the living dead. You know? Wow. You can only make the creator of this hell atone for his sins. The priest said this, the truth behind 10 years ago, that someone with malicious intent touched the Grail. The cruel reality that nobody could be saved. Sad events, miserable deaths, a disaster that has already occurred. Those things cannot be taken back. A superhero only exists to straighten out what has already happened. Doesn't that tie in with Archer well? He can't stand their stares. He wants to run away from it all. He has no way to save them. He can only listen and has no miracle to grant them. He doesn't have enough power to deny that man's claim that a superhero is only so strong. I have no definite adversary. I have never wished anything for myself. And if I had a miracle that could save them, would I use it? One of the most powerful moments. Basement is so good. He stares straight at the dead corpses, and clenching his teeth, rejects them. Things lost will never return. His figure hurts her so much. What did she tell him? That she could not start a new life? She continued to refuse him, saying that she had a duty as king. She remembers the oath that she took a long time ago. Something she has kept to herself. She decided to fight, even if it meant losing everything and being loathed by everyone. Ah, stop. This is getting to me. Just the true reflection of this fate route being summed up like this. Hearing these lines again, ugh. The oath of the king who still chose to fight.
聖杯が私を汚すものならばいらない。私が欲しかったものはもうすべて揃っていたのだから。
Yes, everything was there. Her pride as a knight and her oath as the king. Even the dream the girl Arturia wished for. Ah, oh, so satisfying, man. Yes! Love it. Trust and love for him that has never wavered. Not herself as king, but the girl who could never protect anything in the end, wholeheartedly became his sword. Oh, I love this scene so much. Here we're gonna end up to Saber disappearing now. Pain. Gotta love it. Gotta fucking love. Ugh. I want to experience this again. Y'all know how much that fucked me up when I first read it. The morning sun rises. The halted wind begins again. A goal that seems to last forever. In it. In the end. Don't. This is the line, isn't it? She says in a voice filled with determination. He replies like always with his best bluff. Oh god. She's facing him. She looks straight at him in a voice without regret.
Shiro, あなたを愛している.
Oh my god, okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. He says those words. Wind blows. Closes his blinded eyes and opens them again. There is no surprise. He saw this coming. That their parting would be like this. An open field fills his eyes. As the wind blew, the night disappeared. Just as she appeared, leaving no trace.
本当にお前らしい。
Oh my god. I hate it. I'll go through this again. There are no regrets in his voice. He squints at the rising sun, keeping everything he lost close to his heart. He stares at the horizon, wishing never to forget, and for it to never fade away. Distant land glowing in sunlight, resembling the golden fields she ran through. My heart is aching just from experiencing that again. Rialta Nua. Is it over? Oh, okay. This isn't a story to be told to someone. A small wish, like one made upon a star. It was a long journey. The time spent, the ideals pursued, life he tried to achieve. Must have been quite a burden, Shiro. No matter how far he walked, the distance did not close. Without rest, without giving up, without hesitation, with strained eyes, he walked down that long road. His journey continued on endlessly. The reason why is very simple. Where should he go? What should he do in order to stop his footsteps? He should have decided those answers at the very beginning, but he apparently had not. Ooh, unlimited blade works. Nothing is indestructible. No matter how durable a machine is, it will slowly wear away with use. Machines, bodies, and spirits are all alike in this manner. Everything will be damaged with time. Every time one looks at something, its color fades a little more. Therefore, even his heart, which did not recognize anything as painful, would perhaps finally notice after many years of repetition. Even if your actions are meaningful, in the end, you yourself are worthless. Oof. Hope and despair are inseparable. Noble ideas become tiring duties, and in the end, a sordid obsession. What people idolize in childhood becomes a mundane reality, and though they may look back on it, they lose that respect. That is the correct mentality for anyone that's human. But because he was not correct, he carefully locked away his heart that could feel pain. His heart of iron was proof that he was a man of tin. Like this, the long journey could continue. In exchange, he felt less pleasure, but fortunately he was not a greedy man, and he was happy to be rewarded once in a while. He yearned for something beautiful. He saw many people in towns. Beautiful things existed everywhere, but he could not encounter the starlight he had parted with on that day. Oh, God. Oh, mood, dude. Fuck. Feel this. The reason his journey did not end was likely not because he lacked a goal. It was because he had not found what he was really looking for. But it was a satisfying life. Oh God, please. I don't... Please. Okay. It was a long dream. The curse upon her, the ideal she offered up, and the remaining end must have been quite heavy. No matter how long she slept, she did not awaken once. Oh! Saber, when she, slept, under the tree where Bedivere was stood, not moving, not refusing, not wishing, while calmly taking deep breaths. She slept through that long dream. The duty of the king is not ended. In order to fulfill that promise, the king could not return to the time before the sword, even in death. Time passed, the country prospered, and the people changed. Even if there was no longer anyone who desired a noble king, that oath remained. After all, in order to make it so, she had been entrusted with many lives. However, the dream she caught glimpses of was a sad one. She saw flashes of scenery from the depths of sleep. She wanted at least the voice of her heart to reach the lonely travels of the man who was now very far away. Ugh, fuck. He may have stowed away his humanity and become a machine that merely repeated the same thing. His pain may not have been noticed by anyone, but I was there, and I knew his strength. However, she had an eternal promise. If the past was unchangeable, then it truly was eternal. The king was eternally bounded by her past oath and resolution. She herself was the one who would at least forgive the act of returning the way she was before pulling out the sword. She wanted to meet him. Even if she slept for eternity, she wanted him to hear her voice.
それは難しいな。そもそも君たちの時間は絶望的なまでにずれている。
Merlin? The Magus spoke to her. He told her that her wish was impossible.
普通にやったらまず出会えない。実現するには、まあなんていうか、二つの奇跡が必要だ。一方が待ち続けて、一方が追い続ける。
Isn't that the same? Isn't that what's happening? Amy is pursuing a never-ending goal of something that he will never achieve, whereas Saber has accepted but yearns for something while waiting eternally bound by sleep.
それもありえないと確信しながら、ひどく長い時間耐え抜かないといけない。それほら、言いにくいけど、望むべきではない夢物語だろ。
The Magus asked her. It was impossible whether or not it could come true and whether or not she could keep waiting for it, unrelated to the duty of the king.
ああ、勘違いはしないようにね。王の責任を捨てろって話じゃない。そもそも君は骨の髄まで王様だ。そんな君から誇りを取ったら何も残らない。君はそのままでいいんだよ。僕が言っているのは正当な褒美の話だ。小娘一人が幸せに生きる権利、それぐらいの働きはしていると思うんだが。
So the Magus says, it is the same as the time when she took up the sword. Back then it was with a sneer at the suffering that was likely to come. And now, a smile at the future that may be granted. There was no point in replying. All that mattered was whether the girl who had not yet taken up the sword would wish or not. Either way, she did not have the power to grant it. In that case, how was it any different from wishing upon a star?
でも、それが本当にいいことなのかはまた別の話だ。アルトリア。時代も人も変わっている。あの頃のままなのは君だけだ。夢は夢のままの方が美しい。君はこのまま死んだように眠っている方が楽。
Oh, Lord have mercy.
それでも
No reply is necessary. Even if it's not put into words, this wish alone will not disappear. On the contrary, that alone is enough. Because until that day, when not visited by anyone, not sought by anyone in the end, the image of the king disappears from the imagination of the people. Right. You'll endure this slumber forevermore with this warm wish, as a dream to nourish her. In the end, he could not change his way of living, and she was never rewarded. And then, for both him and her, a long time passed. Epilogue. Well, this certainly has been heart-wrenching to read. Okay, this is it, I think. Well, isn't this pretty? Green. Holy wow, those are like, that's beautiful. Very lush. Are we gonna go under the same tree where she fell asleep? Ooh, this song is... Suddenly, eyes opened. How far as he walked, he chose to walk only through desolate lands. But after exiting a deep forest, he finds himself standing... Okay, I'm just gonna read this to myself. Oh, this song is beautiful. Why is this making me emotional, man? Oh, this song is pretty. There's no way this is leading to something happy, you know? They're not actually doing this, right? They're, without realizing, he hurries forward, his breathing quickens slightly. Unbelievable, how many years has it been since he's been short of breath? It's as if he's gone back to the time when he was still young and inexperienced. Doesn't it mean he's an adult? He laughs at himself. Come to think of it, how long has she wished to the sky? I want to meet him. I want to meet him. If it was possible, just once more. He wanted to hold that way of life in her arms and make sure of what she had yearned for. Unconsciously, her heartbeat speeds up. Still, she does not move from this place. She cannot bring herself to spoil his role. She truly wants to break into a run, but just like then, she chooses to wait for his words. But there is some unease as well. This wish, this miracle, should it really be brought back? He is not who he was back then. His heart and body are worn down, just as she is grieved. He was not always been thinking of the scene either. It was not attachment, he simply did not forget. He was only held on to this gradually fading memory of the past. So, even if it ends as a dream, he still has this expected despair and the slightest hope, so... No, he cannot deceive himself any longer. Something he has only remembered in words revives itself vividly in his mind, that which he has stowed carefully away begins to move once more. This isn't real. This can't... Oh my god. There's no way. Oh my god, my heart. I'm so happy. Oh my god. That's so beautiful. She is so beautiful. Look at her. You can truly see the Shiro that he once was. Oh my god. He's back. They're together. Oh my god. I'm so happy. This is so beautiful.
Hi. おかえりなさい、シロ。
So the dream announces its end. Dude, she said welcome home, not welcome back. That's definitely what I prefer anyway. Are you serious? That's a real ending? Following the star, traveling to the star, moving forward and seeing others off. Losing many things, creating many things. And at the end of it all, incomparable to the immense amount of time spent, is a tiny, tiny fragment. How very dazzling. He looks at the radiance in the small palm, extracted with great pain, so bright as born from an eye. And so, they meet at the end of a long road. So ends the journey of the man who yearned after the star. From now on, he and she will begin another long, long story. And in the end, this world will keep on turning, so that he may become so as a star once again. The storyteller may fall silent, the music may cease, but the story will not end. But try to come as long as there's applause, story will not end. It's just a multitude of human lives. Warm blessings to our travels continue on. Wow, what an ending. I didn't think we could have a happy ending. I'm so happy. I'm dying, dude. That is absurdly beautiful. Wow. Even if Shiro had become a shell of himself, he despaired, but he kept that in his heart for so long. Even as Archer, you know, they got their happy ending. Remember how the original Fate route ended with like that line about the star? How they share the same sky and the same star. Oh, this song is beautiful. So Saber fans actually get a happy ending. I didn't think that was possible. That is so beautiful. Wow, words can't describe it. Oh my god, this fucking game, this novel. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you, Nasu. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who made this game. Oh my god. I'm so glad I read this. Oh, this song is beautiful. I'm still shocked. I'm shaking. I don't know. Getting this worked up over fiction is kind of, you know, embarrassing. It always is, but that's just how impeccable the writing is. It makes you care that much. Man, choosing between Saber and Sakura is like best girl for me is like the equivalent of choosing your favorite child. It's like, how the fuck are you supposed to pick? What a masterpiece. What a perfect conclusion. Even Emiya at the end of the road, at the end of that despairing, terrible road, got that ending as he continued forever, endlessly. Well, one pursued and one waited, I believe. Jeez, these songs are beautiful. Well, we did it. We finished Fate Stay Night. Realtanua, it's over. What a fucking novel. Oh lord. Ben. Okay. Oh god, I have a headache. Fuck. Shit. I hate when I get crying headaches because those hurt the worst. Holy Lord have mercy. So I click. Oh, what mood whiplash. What fucking mood whiplash. Let's. Wow, that is silly. Okay, I'm gonna do something to change this. Oh yeah, this ending. Fuck. Okay, because I really want to talk over not a silly wakame. Really? Do I have to click it? Oh, are you serious? Okay. What? That's just silly. Okay, let me try something. Okay. Gonna open the game again. Better be fucking better or I'm gonna fucking my shit. Oh my god, that is beautiful. This. Now this is a final title screen. One of my favorite songs in the entire novel playing, of course. One of the most emotional. What can I say that hasn't been said? This is my favorite novel slash story I've ever read. The closest exception being Berserk. I think that these are tied with each other as like my peak fiction for me. Out of any book, any novel, any manga, anything that I've read, this is just right there at the top echelon of perfection. I am so happy that despite having started with the butchered Zero, I still decided to read this. And despite the amount of effort and time and tears shed finishing it, I truly realized that everyone who worked on this game was a true genius. And despite the direction that Fate has headed in the last, like, 7 years with its gacha and waifu marketability, this is its roots. There was always the waifu marketability and the ecchi, of course. But what sets Fate apart is not that, it is the storytelling. It is some of the most nuanced, most effective storytelling that I've read, because Nasu, as a writer, excels in foreshadowing, excels in analogy, excels in theming, and excels in character dichotomy perfectly. And I absolutely adore the mushroom for that. This has been perfect. Once again, it's hard to rank the routes because they all make the complete story. You could argue that you only need maybe Stay Night and Unlimited Blade Works, but I argue you need all of Stay Night to get the complete story, especially if you want to finish Shiro's character arc. And with that, my favorite chunks of the story would go Heaven's Feel, Fate, Unlimited Blade Works. That doesn't mean that I don't like Unlimited Blade Works. It's excellent. It's just my least favorite. It's like your least favorite, like, soda, you know? Like, it's still fucking delicious, but you have two others that you like more. There is more beauty in the finality of the last episode, the way it wrapped everything up, how it concluded with just one of the most beautiful and special segments of anything I've read is just... I got like mad Clannad energy, dude. And that's a good thing. Because after all the suffering that you go through, to have something like that at the very end is the cherry on top. It is splendid. I'm so happy that Saber just didn't get shafted. That she didn't just not get this kind of treatment like she deserved. Same with Emiya, Archer. I feel like this wraps up their stories completely. That way, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is how their story concludes. And that makes me happy that everybody got a thorough story conclusion here. Even Saber Alter did. Saber got her conclusion, sure, but this is the definitive conclusion for Archer and Saba. I genuinely think Shiro is one of the best protagonists in the sense that he's a dense blockhead. He's got your typical shonen protagonist energy. But what sets him apart is his humanity. The struggles he goes through. The trauma, which is exactly why I like Guts as a protagonist. Shiro is a raw human being. He is someone who's been afflicted and dealt one of the roughest hands you can. And the reason we like Shiro so much is because of his interactions in this crazy situation he was thrust upon. It's how he develops, how he goes through these things and overcomes the challenges ahead. How he's so flawed. How he's so just absolutely terrible at so many things he does. But he doesn't quit. He continues on and on and on and on. He pursues endlessly. There's so much about Shiro to like as a character. Even if he's not your favorite protagonist, I do think we can all agree that he's very well written and a very thoroughly examined example of how to write a protagonist in an entire story. That is why seeing Beta Shiro in the adaptations is going to be kind of weird for me. But knowing how he actually is would probably make that easier to stomach. It'd be definitely hard if you never knew Shiro as a character beforehand. But regardless, yeah. Wow. This journey is something else. Zero, despite being truly something that I think ages worse the further on you read this novel, I'm still happy that I got to experience it. I'm still happy of my unique approach, because Zero made me more excited for the novel than anything else. And I think that helped me read through the beginning, especially because the beginning is very slow and it's designed that way. But the fact that Zero made things hit harder for me, made my theories become crazier, and made the emotions run wilder is why I'm just happy I took this approach, despite having a lot of things spoiled, because Zero spoils a lot of events that happen in Heavensville, especially. So many of these characters are just gems. So many twists and turns, the superb soundtrack, the unique art style that combines this anime aesthetic with its own unique twist, the comedy, which actually hits more times than it misses, the meta humor, the absolute tongue-in-cheekiness of Nasu in this game, the attention to detail, the amount of effort that went into every facet of this game. This was a love letter. This was a passion project. This was something you can tell that they loved doing, that they loved to work on, that they had the best time writing and making. And that's a recipe for a great thing, really. A great story, a great whatever. great art. This is art. Fate Stay Night is art. It's fucking incredible. Obviously, this is a little silly, but genuinely, I think that this is a story that everyone should read. I suppose it can't be for everyone, but I do think there is so much merit into reading this, even if you've never experienced anything like it before. Because if you give it a chance, if you take the time, you will be rewarded with its excellent writing. The build-up is suspenseful, yet impactful. The twists aren't predictable, merely they are reasonable with context clues, which is how they should be written. The character dynamics, the parallels, the mirroring of characters. Everything is just well done and lovely. I loved this novel so fucking much. It's perfect. Like, even the minor, like, little nitpicks I have with this game don't take away from the fact that I truly think that as a product, as a story, as a complete package, it's a masterpiece. Something that comes to as close to perfection as you can possibly get to. Even with its minor little grievances. Some of the minor pacing issues in the Fate route, which is a necessity, unfortunately, which would make future rereads a little difficult. Some of the things lost in translation. Some of the examples of Nasu's novice writing. The only examples being is his take on gender roles and stuff like that, which I don't even think was bad. It was just him simply being from a different time and being a much less mature author. The little bit of overboard of things that Sakura went through, I think that there was a couple things where I think that it went too far. That is, even with those little grievances, I love this game. I love this story. I love this franchise. I'm looking forward to Hollow Ataraxia because it is legitimately a direct sequel, and it is like almost as long. I think it's like 70% the length of this game, which is, God, it's insane. And I'm looking so much forward to it. I hope you guys are too. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me almost a year ago. Isn't that crazy? It really is to me. We finally finished this excellent adventure. Thanks for sticking by. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you for watching. Do be sure to stick around, because we are going to be exploring the entirety of the Nasuverse together. As my first time experiences with the entire, well, Nasuverse is going to be displayed on this channel. And stay tuned for other series that'll be in the future. Like Uineko, Phoenix Wright, stuff like that. It'll be a good time all around. In the comments, if you would like, tell me what was your favorite part of this Let's Play? What did you enjoy the most? Was it my commentary style? My analysis? My emotions? I'd like to know. But besides that, thank you so much for watching, and remember to have a wonderful morning, day, evening, or night, wherever you are, and whoever you are. Please be sure to stay safe, and take care out there. Farewell, everyone. Not a forever goodbye, merely a goodbye to Stay Night. I must bid adieu to this masterpiece and say, thank you. And of course, thank you, Kinoko Nasu, Takeuchi, and everyone else who made this wonderful, wonderful piece of art. Take care, everybody.